Everybody ready? All right, my name is Paul Muth. I'm the Public Information Officer for the Lafayette Police Department. Thank you all for coming out here today for this important announcement regarding the Shunick case. After Chief Jim Kraft will come to the podium, he will pass out information as far as for where we're at in the case. I will have all that information in a written release, so afterwards I will provide that, and he will take some questions afterwards. So I'll turn it over to Chief Jim Kraft.
First of all, we want to extend our appreciation to the Shunick family, all of the law enforcement agencies involved in this investigation, the countless volunteers, the private business entities, and the public that have assisted in the search and continue to be there as this investigation remains ongoing. I must caution all of you that although an arrest has been made in this case, much work remains to be done. Working with our federal, state, and local partners, the Lafayette Police Department has arrested Brandon Scott Lavergne and charged him with first-degree murder and aggravated kidnapping. Lavergne is believed to be responsible for the disappearance of Mickey Shunick. On May 19th of this year, the Shunick family reported Mickey's disappearance. She had not returned home. She missed her brother's graduation from high school, had notified no one of her whereabouts, and did not respond to calls made to her cell phone. On May 25th, video evidence was recovered from a Lafayette Consolidated Government facility that captured Mickey on her bike. Several vehicles were also observed in the same video and broadcast to the public as vehicles of interest. All of the vehicles of interest were ruled out except for a white Chevrolet Z71 pickup truck. The driver, as well as the vehicle, was not ever identified, nor did anyone come forward. On May 26th, Mickey's bike was located under the Whiskey Bay Bridge on I-10 with damage to the rear tire, consistent with being struck by a vehicle. On June 14th, investigators received information from a concerned citizen regarding a white Z71 pickup that may be involved in Mickey's disappearance. The vehicle in question was registered to Brandon Lavergne. Further investigation revealed that this truck was reported stolen in Montgomery County, Texas, and later located in San Jacinto County, Texas on May 21st. The truck had been burned. It was just days after the truck was located that the police had released photographs of that vehicle being a vehicle of interest. Based on information and surveillance, detectives were able to positively identify the truck that traveled directly behind Mickey in the video as belonging to Brandon Lavergne. Investigators were also able to place Brandon Lavergne in and around the location of where the bicycle was located beneath the Whiskey Bay Bridge. On Thursday, July 5th, Louisiana State Police conducted a traffic stop on Lavergne near the intersection of I-10 and I-49. He was arrested on an unrelated warrant. He was transported to the Lafayette Police Department. During questioning at Lafayette PD, Lavergne requested an attorney and has refused to cooperate any further with our investigation. At that time, he was additionally charged with the aggravated kidnapping and first-degree murder of Mickey Shunick. This has been a very difficult ordeal for the Shunick family, but we thank them for their continuous cooperation, encouragement, and support in our attempts to determine what happened to Mickey. We want the family to know that we will not rest until we can fully know what happened to her. We continue today with our efforts to locate and bring Mickey home. This type of case can overwhelm any public service agency. A tremendous amount of time, equipment, and resources have been put into this investigation. I would be remiss in my duties if I did not acknowledge and thank all of these agencies private businesses that have been with us from day one on this case. And I want to list those agencies. Of course, our investigative team from the Lafayette Police Department, the Lafayette Parish Sheriff's Office, the University of Louisiana Lafayette Police Department, the Lafayette City Marshal's Office, the Louisiana State Police, the St. Martin Sheriff's Office, the St. Landry Sheriff's Office, the Iberia Parish Sheriff's Office, Iberville Sheriff's Office, East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office, Acadia Sheriff's Office, Patterson Police Department, and our federal partners, the FBI, the U.S. Marshals Service, and also our folks from our crime labs, the Louisiana State Police Crime Lab, and the Acadian Crime Lab. We also have some private businesses who have been of great assistance to us. We want to acknowledge and thank CNC Technologies for all of the work they did, especially on the Whiskey Bay area, and Holbrook Media. It is these types of partnerships that have made an arrest in this matter possible. I will take questions at this time, but I do want to caution you that because the investigation is ongoing, there is a lot of information that we will not be able to divulge or discuss.
Chief Kraft, how did you know that he was in the area where Mickey's bike was found? What evidence led you to that?
We have some evidence that we can't divulge at this time, but we know we can place his vehicle in that area at that time.
I know you've been searching his home. What was some of the key evidence you found there? Anything of importance you can share with us that you found in his home?
As I speak, we have been at that home since yesterday, and we are still processing that scene, so we can't disclose or divulge any evidence that we may or may not have recovered.
What evidence led to the first-degree murder charge?
Based on the information developed by our investigators and the fact that she was kidnapped, an aggravated kidnapping constitutes a charge of first-degree murder.
Is there any evidence that there was any sort of struggle?
We can't go into that at this point.
Was any of Mickey's DNA found inside his home?
Can't go into that at this point.
How much information did you have about
The bike was consistent, the rear rim on the bicycle was consistent with being struck by a vehicle.
anything from any lab reports?
We have no lab reports back as of this time.
Was
Chief
there,
Kraft, is there a second person arrested? Female arrested in this arrest?
No. The only person arrested in this case has been Brandon Scott Lavergne.
Chief Kraft, was Lavergne questioned by the department immediately and then information gathered from the GPS?
Lavergne was questioned by the department here after he was picked up by state police at I-10 and I-49.
Is
When was
Lavergne
that?
related in any way to
when was that?
Yesterday afternoon,
So, okay.
about 2:30.
Is there any relation between Lavergne and Mickey Shunick?
Not that we are aware of.
Any possibility that any other arrests could come about from this? I know a private investigator identified two descriptions of two separate suspects with this.
We don't think so at this point.
What leads you to believe she's dead?
Just the evidence and information we have in the case that, again, I cannot go into.
Chief, was there any type of website or blog or anything that helped connect you guys to Lavergne or help focus on this?
No, the information that came from the citizen is how he came to our attention.
Did the citizen call the tip line?
I think that citizen did call the tips line.
How were you able to locate the truck in Texas that he was to the
Through an investigation by our detectives and Louisiana State Police, we were able to determine that he had purchased another vehicle, so we located the first one.
What was that unrelated warrant he was arrested on?
It has to do with sex offender registration.
What brought him to the Lafayette area the night of her disappearance? Any information as to why he was there?
We have no information on that based on the fact that he has refused to talk to us or cooperate with us.
Was his license destroyed, blocking out some information about him being a registered sex offender?
Yes.
On May 28th, it said that he was in good standing on his sex offender website. How is that possible? What did they have to do to go do that?
Well, I don't think that the people who run the registry would necessarily know that he had altered his driver's license to hide that information. But he's making his contacts and making his visits. You know, they may be ruled in good standing.
Where was he arrested?
He was arrested here at the Lafayette Police Department. He was stopped by the Louisiana State Police at I-10 and I-49 for a traffic violation.
Do you think that he targeted her, or this was a crime of coincidence?
I think that, you know, based on the information we have and the vehicle, you know, was seen in the area, you can see it on the video. You know, maybe he was riding around looking for someone to victimize.
Chief Brown, had he purchased a new vehicle? What was he driving? What was the mode of transportation that he was ever?
I think it's a 71 light pickup truck, just like the one he had.
So Chief, how long can you hold him and what's next?
Well, right now he's charged with aggravated kidnapping, attempted first-degree murder. And so there's no bond on the first-degree murder. The district attorney has reviewed our affidavit and our warrant, and they are in agreement with us that we had probable cause to arrest him. And so there's no bond on the first-degree murder warrant, so he's going to be held in a correctional cell.
Chief, if a body isn't found, do you expect any problems with that as far as prosecution or anything?
I couldn't comment on that. I think that's a question for the district attorney to answer.
Has anybody else been questioned?
Oh, hundreds of people have been questioned regarding this
Since
case.
the arrest?
Yes.
Any female girlfriend?
We questioned a lot of people, but I don't want to go into who we questioned or who we talked to, just primarily because our investigation is still ongoing, and that may hinder our investigation to disclose that information.
Any clues on where the body may be?
No.
Chief, can y'all give us any better indication of where on her route she might be taken?
Based on what we know in the video, we would have to say between St. Landry and St. Mary and Black and Coliseum.
And is there any indication on exactly how they got her, the bike, everything into the vehicle?
No.
Chief, is Mr. Lavergne, was there a bite mark on his hand, possibly from Mickey Shunick? That he went to seek medical care for?
Can you comment on his prior record?
No.
Was there anyone else in the house when he went to investigate?
No.
Was there anyone else in the vehicle when he was apprehended?
No.
Was he an offshore worker?
Yes, he is an offshore worker.
And do you know if he was offshore throughout most of the investigation?
Well, we know that he's been offshore for about the last 2 weeks.
Do you all use FBI profiling in this investigation?
We did consult with the Behavioral Science Unit at the FBI Academy in Quantico, but the FBI has made numerous resources available to us throughout this investigation.
Do we have any idea of motive for this crime?
He's a sex offender.
Was it Lavergne who set the truck on fire?
That's part of the arson investigation that's taking place in Texas at this time.
All right, we're gonna take one more question. Which question? You had one?
Do you know how he got back to Louisiana after he set his truck on fire?
We're not releasing that right now. Your last question right here.
Do you have reason to believe that Mickey Shunick was sexually assaulted in this crime?
We don't know that yet. Yeah. I want to thank all of you for coming. We appreciate the media's help in this investigation as well. You know, getting our bulletins out, getting our video out, volunteers, everyone who has assisted us in this case. This is not the kind of case that, you know, one agency can tackle and work on its own without having all these additional resources and assistance.
Thank y'all very much.
Good work, Chief.